Hey y'all, welcome to another day of Consider Your Soul. I've got a new spot that I'm sitting on. It's been a minute since I made a video. I was doing them every day, but took a break because your girl needed to feel better. So, Consider Your Soul, welcome. I am Maria Simone, and I am here just to talk about the things that make my soul feel good and that include my soul. Because I mean, that's literally what Consider Your Soul is how can I include myself today? Ooh, I like that. How can I include myself today? That's the tagline that's the question we're going to ask today is how can I include myself? So I am sipping a thyme, lavender, and lemon peel tea. I've been fighting this little scratchiness in my throat for like a week and I won, but now my head is congested. My throat is perfectly fine now, no weird feelings, no postnasal drip, but my head is congested. And today is the first day where I feel like I'm really coming up for air. Do we got enough light coming in? Can y'all see me? Yeah, I don't think it matters. So that's what I'm sipping on with some honey. And thyme is actually a really good decongestant. I don't know if y'all knew that. Expectorant. Yeah, if you having some lung issues, some bronchial issues, thyme is a good go-to. Mullein and elecampane are really good too, and typically for coughs, depending on which kind of cough you have, you use a different one. But thyme is something most of us have in our kitchen, and it is really effective, really effective. Like I use it all week with lavender. Lavender is actually really good on the throat. It is really good for sore throat. It's good for strep throat, all of those things. And so those two together have been a saving grace. I added the lemon peel because I wanted it to taste better because thyme is really strong. So when you add the lemon peel and then you add honey, thyme actually has a nice little sipping taste. So anyway, it may not be the tea of the day, but it's mine. All right. So what did I say? Not how should we be considering ourselves? Oh, how can I include myself today? I like that. All right, it might be drying me out too much. And I have a bloody nose or something. How can I include myself today? I like that question. I might write about that. All right. This one's kind of upside down too. So I'll do another one. The anticipation is crazy. What is in the cards? Okay. My sisters watch my video, y'all, so they be like, what? Who is this? What's she doing? Okay. Let's talk about the cards. So you've got Whip, 11. You know, we know 11 is associated 1 and 1. You can look at it as 2 or you can look at it as ones, a bunch of ones, but it's new journeys. So this is my journey card. Another reason I like to call it a journey card is because there's clearly like a trail in here and you can't see it in the background, but it's an enslaved man with lashes on his back. And so this is the sacrifice card. This is the work. This is like the work that's been done for you to live the life that you live. So to make sure you're living the life that you want to live. You know what I mean? Think about all the sacrifices and the experiences that your ancestors had, that people who care about you have had, so that you can be here today. And so you being here today means you being here on your terms. Like, what is it that you want? How do you desire to do this thing? Not in the ways that people have told you need to do it, but how do you desire to do this thing and to walk that path, take that journey? And though it may not be the path of least resistance, maybe it is the path of least resistance. It is the path of least resistance, though it may not be the same path as others. What's that thing when they say you take the other route? The path less traveled. Though it may be the path less traveled, it is your path. It is your path, and that is your work to take your path. And so, yeah, this is the work card. And I'm saying that real confidently, which makes me like, let me go check. And it's sacrifice. So, yeah, actually, let me read the scripture because This is the Grandma's Baby deck, and she always has a scripture with her cards. And it is, his body also was like the beryl, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as lamps of fire, and his arms and his feet like in color to polished brass, and the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. And so to me, that really resonates as power. Power in taking your own journey and taking your own aligned path. And I was just talking about this. I was trying to make me some tea in the kitchen and do a little tutorial thing. I don't know if it worked out, but I was just talking about heart work for me. Like, that's been my journey. That has been the focus. Consider your soul is hard work. And understanding the existence of two different worlds and the experience of two different aspects, the duality and things, is where a lot of my work has been. And accepting that duality is what is allowing me to live this life that I envisioned for myself, that I didn't even know that I could envision, but I now have accepted. This is the vision. This is the life I want to live. And these are the things that I'm willing to sacrifice to give up to do it. And honestly, a lot of times you're sacrificing your discomfort that you have kind of suppressed. And even when I did my own reading this morning, it was talking about like releasing submission. Like, that's not who you are. And I know there's so many ways to interpret the term submission, but anything that is asking you to abandon yourself, abandon your work, your call, your passion, I don't have another one, but to abandon yourself is not your path. It's not aligned. It's not what God has for you. It's not what your ancestors have left behind for you. It is not the legacy you have been left. If it causes you to abandon yourself, you need to abandon it. And so, yeah, your next card was the Tower, which is the revolution. It's like, what are your tools? Look around, what tools do you have? And I always think about this dream I had where it was almost like our house was under attack. The childhood house I grew up in, and it was me and I have 6 sisters. I have 5 sisters, and 6 of us. And the last 3 of us were there with my mom and my dad. And, my dad was trying to like hold the door closed. The house was under attack. And eventually my mom was like, okay, we're going to have to go. We're going to have to go. We can't stay here anymore. And, so we took, what did we do? Oh, so we had to like pack a bag. We had to pack a go bag. And you had to pack light because we didn't know where we was going. And we didn't know what the journey would look like, but we knew we had to go. Like, this home was no longer safe. And now it's time for the journey. It's time for the journey back to some sort of home or some sort of safety. And we did. We ended up in new lands. We ended up in this space of, I don't know, it was a lot of land, like literal land to build on, to recreate on. Very earthy feelings, vibes, but it was a fresh start. And so this isn't necessarily saying a fresh start, but I'm thinking of the bag when I talk about the tools. Use your tools you have. I remember packing a bag, and I put lavender and tea tree in my bag. And then of course I put some other like necessities, but I remember those specifically because they weren't natural things like toothbrush, like it wasn't like that. It was like, I need to bring this in case I need it. And those 2 herbs are, my back is hurting right now. Left side of my back, I think it's the way I've been sleeping. But anyway, those 2 herbs are very protective. They're skin remedies. Head wash. I just thought about that. Those are good for your hair, your head, if you are probably feeling congested, but like literally cloudy in the thought process. That is going to help to clear your mind. It's really good for your scalp, actually, dandruff, things like that. But that's another note. Yeah, so taking what you need and using those tools. And so now that I'm thinking about this again, because every time I share this story or I share a story, more information comes forward. And so, yeah, I'm really thinking about that head wash thing. And this is going to be important for your journey. You're going to have to clear your mind, refresh over and over. Both of them are kind of refreshing and calming and all those things. And it's like, you're going to have to do this over and over again. So it now needs to go in your go bag as your tool. This is going to be a tool for your journey. And that's kind of what herbalism, herbs in general, have represented for me, is a tool for my journey of change, for my journey of travel, of transformation, all those words. Yeah. And so that card asks you to look at the tools you have and to use them. You know, they told you, I think it said something about, like, they told you that that you were, I'm gonna read it because me trying to remember it is not gonna work, but I know I always think of this card when I see it. It's like, ooh, what can I use to get me what I need? What can I use to make it happen? What can I use? What's already in my lane, in my vicinity, that I can grab that will give me what I need for what I'm about to do or what I need to happen? They told us that our anger was unproductive. They said our tears were indulgent. They tried to deny the utility of a clenched fist, a blessed root, a song, a prayer, and they were right, because a fever is only productive for the host, not the virus. We are not the virus, baby. At every chance, they will deny the utility of our tools. To bear this quietly, to go softly into death, is to dishonor ourselves and those we have inherited these tools from. Who we have inherited these tools for. Tools designed to resist physical and spiritual destruction at every turn, to conjure a way forward out of no way. We must take care not to be limited in our idea of what a tool can be. So this is really digging in, and I just realized that one don't have a scripture. Is it only some of them that have the scripture? So I lied when I said they all have one. I guess it's, yeah. And so, yeah, then I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one. And we owe it to ourselves to survive this moment, to at last experience what's long been promised. We owe it to ourselves to call down the spirits who riot and burn away barriers to our safety and dignity. And we stand at the confluence of many generations past, and God willing, just as many forward. Our ancestor work has begun. So look around. What are your tools? This is, to me, this trigger of, like, your ancestor work has begun. It is your purpose, intentional calling type of work. What you came here to do has begun. Like, it's time to shift into that. And so this is an inward card. This is a going inward card, and asking you, what can you use to move, to facilitate, I'm not even just going to say growth in your community, but growth in yourself, to facilitate this change that needs to happen for you to walk in this new truth. And so, yeah, I'm thinking about the sacrifice and the tools. And so the sacrifice and the tools as the prescription is, you need to use what tools you need for this journey. You need to gather the tools you need for this journey, gather the resources you need for this journey, and trust and have hope that that's enough. And so your last card is hope. And this is all about, like, it's okay to hope again. It's okay to believe again. It's okay to know that you will be okay. Because when babies cry, people come. When you cry out, when you ask for help, when you have this thing that you need support with, that you need guidance on, that you need to be surrounded in community with, babies' prayers are answered. Babies do not cry out and nobody responds. Everybody's like, you hear a baby? Did y'all hear that baby crying? You know, that's the response. And so people move. And so the scripture with this one is, I cannot speak, for I am a child. Jeremiah 1:6. And so sometimes we don't know the words, but we know to cry out. We know that there's a need. And so, yeah, this is a very, very interesting, what was the question? The question was, how can I include myself today? Include myself today. It's like, on your journey, use your tools and know that help is on the way. Like, know that you can have hope. Like, hope has been an ongoing conversation with us lately. I will say it's probably attributed to everything that's going on in our climate, politically and physically in our climate. Spiritually, they all relate. That's what I'm learning, is that they all relate. And so this is asking you to lean into your journey, your thing, how you can live this life, this legacy that's been left for you, but live it in your way. And the tools to me add on to this whole idea of living it your way. What do you have for this journey? What do you have for this movement? And know that when you speak, someone listens, someone hears you. It's okay to believe that. It's okay to have hope and to have faith in the journey. And so, yeah, let's do one oracle card from the African Goddess Rising deck, Abiola Abrams, to wrap this up. What's the name of this one? What y'all think the name of this video should be? I'm gonna have a name by the time y'all watch it, but leave in the comments oh, I like that. Leave in the comments the summary, the name that you feel like encapsulate what this message is trying to say. Because that's what I want to know. What are y'all getting from what I'm saying? Because I might be having a whole nother experience over here by myself. Excuse me. So let's see. This is fun. I think I'm gonna do it in this energy more often. I'm sitting on top of a table by the window, and it just feels, I feel like a child. I feel like a child, and they like, get off that table, girl, and I'm like, this is my table. But anyway, an oracle card to give us a summary of Chant. We got the Mask card. Why are you doing this? Okay, there it goes. The Mask card is called Jumbi. That's so funny. Earlier today, I got that card myself, but in another deck. They referenced the same entity. Let's read that, because I'm like, that was the same thing. Jumbis are the scary, shadowy, otherworldly spirits and monsters of the Caribbean. Yeah, that was in the deck that I did for myself earlier. So that's a collective energy right there. That's what this tells you. If I got it in mind and I'm over here doing it with y'all, this isn't just you. If you're feeling anything right now that's asking you to unmask yourself, or that something's not right and it needs to be unmasked, that is the energy that we are all under right now. Something needs to be unmasked. Like, there's probably, I don't know that stuff, but there's probably something within you that is trying to kind of take the front seat in your life. That is true embodiment, that is real for you, and it's asking you to remove these masks of what isn't real, what isn't true for you. And so, like this card says, where's the lie? Get quiet to get clear. Put your hand on your heart. Now, are you confused or just afraid? Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Show your true face. Wearing a mask blocks your vulnerability and blessings. If you are wearing a mask, dare to reveal yourself. You're lying to others and to yourself. Wearing a mask is exhausting. Be you. If someone is wearing a mask with you, you deserve clarity. Your relationship and connection is built on lies. Their mask is a projection of your own. I am willing to remove the mask. And so I just think about this life that I've been living, and that was literally the call, like, let's remove the mask. This ain't working for you. This isn't who you are. This isn't what you want to do. And so it was an unmasking of myself. And here I am today, much more joyful. My nervous system is calmer. My body feels better. I could, stand to focus on my, eating habits and working out. I'm trying to incorporate those. And I do, but I'm not doing it consistently enough to see results. But in all seriousness, unmasking yourself, it's almost like, you ever wondered who that person was on the inside you can kind of feel rising up, but you always stuff it down, depending on what rooms you're in, what environments you're in. And what does it look like to live a life where you don't have to stuff her down anymore? I know one of the reasons I quit my job was because I was like, I'm tired of being two different people. I was walking in this world of spiritual herbalism. I was learning about myself. I was learning about spirituality. I was learning about the lies that I had believed about myself and about life. And then I was going into my corporate job. And it was almost like I had to forget what I learned about in order to function in that space. And because the other part of me started taking over, because it wasn't unmasking, it was stepping into my truth, I couldn't function the same in the office. I couldn't show up with the same type of energy. I couldn't do that work knowing that there was other work calling me. So because this was all about work and using your tools and having faith and trusting and knowing that there is hope on the other side of this journey, or hope within this journey, I believe it is asking us to look at ourselves, and are we wearing a mask? And if we are wearing a mask, imagine what tools that we are not using while wearing that mask. What part of ourselves are we denying? What work has been calling to us that we're denying because we're still functioning in this mask? And so I'm gonna sit on that because, you know, I think every time I speak about something, it's also a reflection of me and the journey that I'm on. And I think too many times we try to remove ourselves from the journey, but we are a part of it. And so, like, one of the things I remember my spiritual herbalism teacher taught us was that when you have clients, you're going to notice that you and your clients have this connection. There is something that you may be sharing with them that is a part of your work. Like, it is a part of the medicine you needed to heal. And so when we meet in these spaces, when we come together, I see this as like a community meeting, us coming together, talking about the things. And I may only do this weekly on Sundays, because I realize that community is still what I need, even if I'm not going to church every Sunday or at all. I hadn't decided. There is a meetup that I need, a spiritual meetup that feeds my soul. And so that's what I want this to be. And I think I can do this every Sunday. I think that'll be fun, because I think when I do it intentionally like this, then the message is louder for me. And right now, the message is telling you not to be in places that are denying you, denying who you are, also causing you to deny your medicine. And so what tools do you have to move in the direction that you have been called to? Drop the mask, throw them on the ground. You know what the other thing, you know how like in museums, they have all these African masks in there? They're not supposed to do that. Like, I think spiritually that's actually a really bad thing, like a really bad idea. Especially when you think about all the different places these masks come from and the ceremonies they're a part of. That's really sacred. That's sacred pieces that we're just kind of displaying in museums, and everyone doesn't get the full understanding of it. So anyway, that was something I read in a book that was really interesting. And apparently that's just very common here in America. So anyway, that's the medicine, y'all. Let's do this again next Sunday. And I will try to prepare a little more with this. I think I'm gonna collect details of the week that are really informing the message, because we love talking about the synchronicities. And yeah, I think that is, because I'm thinking about the messages that I've received for myself, and I see why today felt like it did, and why I'm like, okay, I want to do this every Sunday. So if you want to do this every Sunday with me, just come check in. The goal is to get it up by Sunday night. I'm not going to edit these videos. They're pretty much just going to be live, and what's in them is in them, because that is the reality of meeting together intentionally. So I appreciate you sitting here with me. This was a longer video than I wanted it to be, but I guess it's what was needed, and I just have fun being here. So yeah, I could talk for hours and then I will disappear for days. So maybe that's what I need to do. I need to come on here and talk for a long time and then disappear for the week, and I'll see y'all again. I don't know. But follow, if you haven't followed me on different places, you can. You can follow me on Instagram at a sage named Simone, or my business page, which is Center Sage Remedies. I would really love it if you did that, because I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to expand. And I like this idea of this community that I want to gather together with. And so, yeah, find me there, like, share, subscribe, respond. I think the question I asked today was, if you had to give a title to this message today of like what really resonated with you, what would be the title that you would give it? Like, what's the message that you know was being drilled to you? Drilled is kind of a extreme word, but what is the message that you know was really standing out to you? And so what would you call this video? That's what I want to know. All right, I'll see y'all next Sunday. Have a beautiful week, and remember not to abandon yourself, and it's okay to reveal your mess. Like, there's hope on the other side of showing who you truly are.